all. We're all here. How you doing?
We're back, but there's a little maintenance work being done outside our studio, so bear with us.
That's right.
Asked the guy to stop mowing the lawn.
Didn't want to do it.
He's not interested in not mowing the lawn.
So
we are going to talk louder.
We'll scream if we have to.
If we have to.
Okay, so here's the topic.
Go ahead.
Okay, Kendall. So listen. Many women are waiting until later to have a family. They focus on their career, and in their 30s, they decide that it's time to start a family. Is this a good idea?
I did that.
Oh, there you go.
No. Goodbye.
Okay, look, I have a gamut of kids born different. So I had them in my 20s, and I had them in my middle 30s to late 30s.
Right.
And I agree with Kendall. I feel that when you have them in your
dun, dun, dun,
yeah, drum roll.
We agree. Okay.
We agree to disagree. We agree this time that when you have kids in your 20s, first of all, there's a health issue also. Because when you're younger, you're more vibrant, you have more energy, you could deal with the terrible twos, you could deal with the, 7-year-old and the 10-year-olds and then the puberty and then the teenager stuff, that all comes into play. But when you're in your mid to late 30s, you're tired, you have been doing this for many years, if you never had a child before your mid 30s and you've been focusing on your career, it's going to be an assault on your system. You've never had a pregnancy before, and as you're older, you get more worried about things. When you're younger, when I was pregnant and I was younger, I wasn't as scared as I was when I was older.
Well, I never had the younger one, so I can't. Though I hear from my friends who had babies in their 20s and 30s, and one even had, she said, I had one in my 20s, 2 in my 30s, and 1 in my 40s.
Oh, wow.
She said that it's like totally different experiences.
Yes, it is.
So now let me add the later part.
Yeah.
I didn't have my first child till I was 34, and I had a great career. And it's complicated because sometimes you don't meet the person you'd like to have any babies with till later.
That was your case.
And that was my case. I just didn't find anybody worth reproducing with.
Right. But then again, I
didn't want to perpetuate a negative kind of species.
Right.
So, so I didn't have my first baby till I was 34.
Wow.
And it didn't seem like a big deal then. But looking back on it now, I don't know. I don't want to be. I have friends who are becoming grandparents.
Yeah. Did your doctor scare you as far as any complications?
No, actually, no.
Because of your age?
No, none.
Yeah.
And if anything, when I walked in and said, hi, I'm kind of old, I'm going to be 34 to have this baby, she goes, you don't even rate as old.
Oh, okay.
You've got to come in here with my 40-odd-year-old patients. I think there's a couple things. First of all, the later you wait, the more things that can go wrong. I read an article in a newspaper about a year ago. Women think they can show up at 40, start having babies. The parts don't work all the time.
Yeah, and then you can have complications and trouble getting pregnant, like I did. But when you're 20, also, Kendall, you're younger and you don't realize the complications. As when you get older, and they told me that I might have a risk of a Down syndrome child because I'm over 35, and because the blood test showed that over 35 you run a higher risk of having something wrong with your child. That's just the way it is. That's your eggs are older, everything's older, and things don't work as well. It's just not the same thing.
If you can have them earlier, not too early. I believe completely that women should get educated and women should be able to stand on their own 2 feet and not be dependent on men.
But they can also have a family if you meet the right guy and you are in your early, late 20s, very early 30s, and you want to start a family. Don't push it off.
Don't push it off because of that career.
Don't do that.
I don't believe that you'll ever look back and go, nobody ever died wishing that they had worked more. No. You might have wished for more children. You might have wished it for different things.
Plus, it also gives you the option if you do want to have a larger family, you start earlier. But when you start at 35, and maybe you can only have 2 kids, and you can't get pregnant again, which happens, there's something called second infertility, which happens after you've had 1 or 2 kids, normally with no problems, and all of a sudden problems just crop up because of your age and because of the timing and the ovulation changes. Some women go into menopause early, they're premenopausal, and they're early, and sometimes in their mid-30s, my sister-in-law was fully done by the time she was 39. She reached full menopause, she was done with all the premenopause and menopause.
She's had a hard time. You've heard all her experiences. Don't delay for no good reason.
You can do both successfully.